Today, we're going over historical pranks that went a little too far. The affair of the diamond necklace. Okay, so this one might straddle the line between a prank and a straight-out con job, but whatever you call it, it definitely spiraled way out of control and eventually led to the French Revolution. It's 1784, and Cardinal de Rohan is not really loving life. See, a few years ago, while serving as an emissary in Vienna, he spent a lot of his time talking mad about Holy Roman Empire Empress Maria Theresa and her daughter Marie Antoinette. Well, just as his luck would have it, fast forward a few years later, and surprise, surprise, Marie Antoinette marries the Crown Prince of France, Louis XVI, in 1770. When he becomes king in 1774, she becomes queen, and it turns out she never forgot about all the horrible things the cardinal had said about her and her mom, and she refuses to have him in her presence. This was bad for Rohan. Even though he was still rich and a noble, he'd lost his connection to power, and now there was nothing he wanted more than to get back into that elite royal circle. It was during this very difficult time the cardinal meets a woman named Jeanne de Valois, someone whom he would one day wish he had never met, because she'll be the reason Cardinal de Rohan is considered one of the biggest suckers in history. See, this lady Jeanne was, let's just say, a very interesting woman. She reportedly had some noble lineage, but her father was a drunk, and she was raised in a very poor home. She had traveled to Versailles to try and get into the good graces of Queen Marie, but despite her best efforts, found herself on the outside looking in. While in Paris, she somehow meets Rohan, and based on their shared goals of getting into the good graces of Marie Antoinette, they kick it off. Though she technically was still in a loveless marriage and also in a relationship with a pimp named Routot, she quickly becomes Rohan's confidant and eventually his not-so-undercover lover. Rohan confides to Jeanne about how badly he messed things up with Queen Marie and how he desperately wants to get back into her good graces. Jeanne listens intently, and a small smile emerges on her face as she realizes she may have just found her ticket to the life she'd always wanted. She tells Cardinal de Rohan that she, in fact, had made her way into the Queen's court, and that if he wanted, she could help deliver any letters he wants to give her. Upon hearing this, the Cardinal is overjoyed and begins writing to the Queen and giving the letters to Jeanne